Unit 2 Review Help. Alright, so we're going to go through a couple questions throughout this assignment and this review to help you prepare for the test to make sure you're answering the questions completely and in the proper manner. Our first question deals with determining whether or not we have no solution, one solution, or infinite solutions, and then to decide if the system is consistent or inconsistent. Now let's go through one quick review here, and that is that if you have no solutions, you have parallel lines and the slopes are the same. If you have one solution, you have intersecting lines and the slopes are different. This is all in your notes, but just kind of putting it on here so you can answer the question efficiently. Infinite many solutions means you have one line. You draw the next one, it's the same one, which means they have the same slope and y-intercept. And that's just a brief rundown. So if I look at the first one, I automatically see and notice that I have the same slopes and different y-intercepts, which means that they are going to be parallel, which means there are no solutions. And because there are no solutions, they're called inconsistent. Inconsistent. If you have one solution or many solutions, so I didn't write this on here, but one solution is consistent, infinite is consistent, and no solution is inconsistent. Alright, number 4, solve each system by graphing. Alright, so here we have a graph that we can use. Make sure they're all solved for y. In the first case, number 4 is, so we have the first equation has a y-intercept, and I'll use green for the first one, y-intercept of -4, slope of -1/2. Now this means -1/2. We have to apply the negative to one of the two numbers, so that means down 1, rise is down 1, -1, positive 2 run, so to the right 2, and that's our line. Now again, we're looking for an intersection point, so we want to repeat this slope throughout the graph. Now I can go up 1/2 to stay on the same line. And we do that because we want to try and get the most accurate intersection point we can. Next one, y-intercept of 2, and this is a slope of 1, so 1/1, so up 1/1. So here's our line. And again, we want to be careful so that we can see their intersection points, and that is their intersection point. Now it's very important to understand that we are solving this system, so the graph is not good enough. The graph will get some answers, but you must take that information and give me a coordinate. In this case, it is -4, -2. I need to know if you can look at the graph and come up with the coordinate information. So this is your solution, and make sure you have that in your answer. Alright, next question, solve by substitution. We said substitution. In order to use substitution, you must have one of the equations solved for y. In this case, we do. So this is y. We're going to take that and we're going to plug it into the other equation in place of y. So we get 3x minus 2, and the y disappears, and we replace it with what y is equal to. In this case, 5x minus 29. Then we finish the rest of the equation. Now we have one equation with the same variable, so we will distribute and get rid of our parentheses. And we get -10x plus 58 equals 16. Combine like terms. That's a positive 3, negative 10, so a negative 7x plus 58 equals 16. Subtract 58, and we get negative 7x equals negative 42. Divide by negative 7, and x equals positive 6. Again, we're looking for a coordinate, so now we take that information and we plug it into any of the other two equations, and the one that's best suited would be the one that's already solved for y. So y equals 5 times our new x minus 29. So y equals 30 minus 29. Y is equal to 1. So our solution is 6 for x and 1 for y. And this ends our video 1 for Unit 2 Review Help.